and you measure the output current, the signal current coming out of the transmitter. You guys will create a mess. You will have power supply leads going over to these resistors. You'll have clip leads going from the other side of these resistors to the potentiometer itself. You'll have clip leads going from the potentiometer to the transmitter. You'll have power supply leads over here. You'll have your meter leads connected up. So in front of you on the workbench, you guys are going to create this mess. Keep it organized. Be meticulous about setting this up, and it's easy for me to draw it on the board, and I can lay it out to where it is not so cluttered that you can't tell what's what. But when you set it up, and you guys have seen this using your RTD temperature transmitters, when you start doing this, especially since you have to use your meter in two different applications, you have to measure millivolts, and you have to use it to measure current also, that you're going to create a mess. So keep it organized, keep it laid out somewhat like we have it up on the board. Your power supply, you have 20 volts over here to power the current loop. And if you remember, as we went over the power supply, there's two adjustable outputs on that power supply. So one of them is going to have to be set for 20 volts DC for your 4 to 20 milliamp circuit over there. And then the other one is going to have to be set for 2 volts. To power this voltage divider over here, so we can adjust the millivolts going into the transmitter so that we can calibrate this. Most common problem that I've seen, the most common mistake is, instead of connecting 2 volts over here and 20 volts over here, you'll switch them. You'll have 20 volts applied over here, and you'll have 2 volts applied over here. And it won't work like that. So step back and look at it. When you have a problem, this works. It all works. Here's another helpful hint. Make sure you have the correct polarity set up, but also, if you have a problem setting your current, setting your millivolts in over here, check your voltage drop across this resistor and check your voltage drop across that resistor. It should be approximately 0.9 volts on each one of them. If it isn't, something here is wrong. Something as far as the value of the resistor or the value of the potentiometer is not what you expected it to be. So go back and re-examine that. That's a real good troubleshooting hint. Also, make sure the polarity of the millivolts going into this input on the transmitter itself is correct. If it's reversed, it won't work. The same as the input over here. If it's reversed, it will not operate. This is a fun lab. Make it that way. Don't get frustrated. If you get frustrated, take a deep breath, clear your mind out for a minute, and go back and start at the beginning and make sure that everything is wired correctly and everything is set up correctly.